Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be going over 17 movies that I'm most excited for in the year of 2025. Alright, for number 17 and 16, I'm just going to combine these together because they're two movies that I'm not really looking forward to watching, but I know that they're going to be turned on at some point in time, and that's going to be the Minecraft movie and the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I know these are both going to be really dumb watches, but I know at some point in time I'm going to be bored and flip them on. And I know they're both movies that a lot of people are excited for and have been waiting a long time for, and I guess I want to join in on the hype and just watch it just for, just to watch how bad it is or something like that. But hopefully I'm wrong, and hopefully they are not terrible, but again, they're not movies I'm really interested in watching, but I'll still give it a watch anyways. Alright, coming in at number 15, we have Jurassic World Rebirth. This is continuing the Jurassic World saga. I don't know how many movies are coming before this. I guess one thing that I'm really hoping for is that this movie just isn't a cash grab. It's coming out on July 2nd, and it is going to have the same exact characters and everything like that with Chris Pratt. So yeah, it should be a lot of fun. The first one was pretty good with Chris Pratt, and then the one after that was kind of like okay, but yeah. So hopefully, next up at number 14, we have How to Train Your Dragon, the live action. I know there's a lot of How to Train Your Dragon fans out there. I think I've only watched the first one when it came out in theaters. I think I was in middle school at the time, and that was probably the last time I watched How to Train Your Dragon. But I am looking forward to seeing a little live action of it. The trailer looks really cool, and that's expected to come out on June 13th. Coming in at number 13, we have the Thunderbolts coming out on May 2nd. This movie I'm really excited for. I haven't really been too excited for a lot of Marvel movies. I've not gonna lie, I haven't watched any of the shows. I've missed a bunch of the movies and everything like that. But the Thunderbolts is something that came up that I think I'm really excited to watch. It does remind me of the Suicide Squad, kind of like a ragtag team of people. And it is a lot of characters that are from past movies and everything like that, but I haven't watched a lot of those movies, so I think I am at one point or another tune into those, and just for a little background knowledge before I go into the theater. Coming at number 12, we have Superman, and that's expected to come out on July 11th. I'm very excited for this movie. I think it is a origin story of Superman, and they have a whole new actor that's playing him for the first time, which is something that I think there was a lot of controversy over. A lot of people really didn't like the fact that Superman was being replaced, that we're getting a new one, but that's okay. Actors come and go, and I think if they do it correctly and they make him a really cool, they tell his origin story in a cool way, and the movie's good, then I don't think that there should be a problem with it. After that, we got Nobody 2 starring Bob Odenkirk coming out on August 15th. Nobody 1 was awesome. I loved it. I know not a lot of people watched it, or, so I think it's a really good movie. I think when this movie comes out, a lot of people are going to revisit the first movie, and then that movie's going to get a little bit more attention than it deserved, but hopefully it's as good as the first one. Coming up next, we have Tron Ares coming out on October 10th, starring Jared Leto, which I think is a little weird. I know I'm not a big Jared Leto fan, but I am a big Tron fan. After the first movie came out, not a lot of people watched it. There wasn't a lot of Tron fans, but I think Tron is awesome. It's actually the third movie in this series. The first one was from, I don't know what year, so I can't say, but I am glad that Tron is coming back, and I think it is a franchise that a lot of people would enjoy if it is advertised correctly. But yeah, on to the next one. Up next, we have Zero Day coming out on February 20th. This is a standalone film. It is about a global cyber attack. I forgot to write down the actors and everything like that, but I read about it and it looks really good. It's a political thriller, so it's something a little bit different than I'm used to, but I am excited about it. After that, we have Now You See Me 3 coming out on November 30th. This is going to be the first Now You See Me with no Michael Caine, which I'm a little curious about to see how that pans out. I know that Now You See Me 2 it was a really good movie. I think it was a really good sequel to the first one, but going into number 3, I don't know if we need a third one. Hopefully it's good, and hopefully, again, it's not just one of those like cash grab movies. Up next, we have Final Destination. Final Destination is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. I remember watching the Final Destination 5 was actually one of my first like horror movies I watched from start to finish, and I instantly fell in love with it. So I went through the entire series, and I'm glad that they didn't forget about it and that it's coming back. The only thing that we have right now is that it's coming out on May 18th, and we did get a little teaser trailer for the tattoo artist who goes through a series of unfortunate events. But I'm really excited. It is called Final Destination Bloodlines, so I think there may be a little bit more backstory. I know Tony Todd is coming back, which I think is awesome because he's a staple to the franchise, and if you do not have Tony Todd in a Final Destination movie, it is not a Final Destination movie. After that, we have Michael. We don't have a release date yet, but it is a Lionsgate production. I heard that it is a biopic about Michael Jackson. I grew up in a time where I didn't really get a lot of Michael Jackson, or I didn't really get to appreciate him too much. Alrighty, and then the last 4, we have Knives Out 3. We don't have a release date yet, but Daniel Craig is coming back to play Professor Blanc, which is the most important part. I loved him as 007, and I think I love him more as Mr. Blanc. Coming in at number 3, we have Saw. I think it's Saw 11. We don't have a release date. It is being directed by Kevin Greatert. I cannot pronounce his last name for the life of me, but he has directed a bunch of the other Saw movies and everything like that, so he does have a good feel for how the Saw franchise works, and hopefully we get a little bit more backstory. I don't know if this is going to be a prequel or a sequel. The Saw series is kind of be going back and forth with what, where they are in the story and everything like that, but hopefully it continues the Saw series and it doesn't really go back in time, kind of like how Spiral was, or about how Jigsaw was, how they were like their own like standalone films. I like them, I appreciated them, but I still like the continuation of the Saw series. Coming in at number 2, we have The Fantastic Four, which is a movie I am very excited about because obviously the last Fantastic Four movie was a huge disappointment, and this one we have a bunch of well-known actors in it, a lot of production value, and that's coming out on July 25th. So we gotta wait a little bit, but that's all right. It's worth the wait. I will wait for however long it takes for Pedro Pascal. Drum roll, please. At number 1, we have Happy Gilmore 2. Happy Gilmore is my favorite movie of all time, and it's going to be starring Adam Sandler, coming back as Happy Gilmore himself. This movie, they said they're going to have a ton of professional golfers in it, a bunch of actors from the first movie coming back in it to play their roles. I know Happy Gilmore is coming back. I heard that Tiger Woods is supposed to be in it, and the guy who plays Shooter McGavin also coming back, and I'm sure that they're going to have a lot of other people that had big roles in the first movie come back as well too, and I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun. It is going to be a Netflix original. The date is unknown right now, but however long it takes, I think they're still filming it, so that's why it's not totally finalized yet, but I am excited for Happy Gilmore 2, and I think it's going to be an awesome movie. And I know that any movie that Adam Sandler's in he usually doesn't star in like bad movies. He has that form of self-respect. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. This was a lot of fun to do, and hopefully at the end of the year I can do a little review of all the movies that I said I was looking forward to. Hopefully I'm not disappointed at all. But yeah, have a nice rest of your day today. So long.